So here we are, back at Division 1 here at the home of Motorsport, here at Limitless Racing for round number 12, I believe. So 12 rounds of racing already out of the 14 rounds here at Division number 1. Instead of a 50, we're doing a 30. Sam coming around the final corner here. See what he'll be able to set out of deployment. And that'll be fastest with a 127.270 to set the time for the early stages here at qualifying. This is going to be close for front row. The front row startup for Mr. Gaz. Deployment has been used to the absolute fullest. Will he be able to beat Rassam's time here? And that will be 127.6. And that will be fourth still for Mr. Gaz. Pull up the spread here. Williams gonna have to make up 7/10 in order to gain pole position here at Silverstone. William up 3.5, nearly 10ths up on his time. As of right now, it's only gonna be P2. Unless he can make up a lot of time through the last few corners here of the lap. He's going to have to push the Alpine to the absolute limit around the final corner, and it will be a 27.0, and that will be second fastest for the Alpine driver. Crazy Hurdler finally out on a lap. See what he can be able to do. One lap shootout as far as the reserve driver goes for tonight. Keeping it nice and organized here throughout the lap so far. Going down through the gears, fourth gear of choice through left field. Crazy Hurdler back in Canada was the last time he raced with us, I believe. And now he's back with us racing. And he's invalidated. Mike D. Can he make up a full second in order to be closer to his teammate here in qualifying? He's got 1.6 seconds between pole position coming around the final corner. And what will it be here? And it'll be a 127.3, and that'll put him fourth fastest for right now. Strikes fastest tonight with a 126.7, followed by Rassam, William, On Air, Gaz, and Crazy Hurdler went out last second to try to do a one-lap shootout. Percent race here. Bergy starts us off, followed by Rassam, William, On Air, Gaz, and Crazy Hurdler. Tire strategy for the top 6 here is going to be hards are going to be Crazy, Gaz, William, and Bergy. Medium strategies are going to be On Air, Mike D, with Rassam being the other one on mediums to choose out to the rest of the race. All right, here we go at round number 12 here at the Silverstone Grand Prix. It is lights out and away we go. Bear G gets a decent start with that grid messed up. Oh, side-by-side action already with William and on-air Mike D. On-air Mike D refuses to give the position back up to William. Goes in deep, manages to get the spot ahead of William. And it looks like an overtake from Gaz, or defense maneuvers from Gaz there. 3-second time penalty for Bear G there. Might be able to get that appealed, but we'll see. Have to see by the end of the race here. Biggest winner so far is nobody at the moment, with On Air and Crazy Hurdler up 2 positions. Rassam already up to nearly a second gap between On Air and Rassam. Here, William trying to keep it up with On Air. Crazy Hurdler just on the back of William here. Might be able to look for some overtaking action here. I'll get the lap data up for y'all as far as the tire compound they are on for the Delta. So that way y'all see that too. As far as lap 1, everybody staying nice and clean. Rassam with the fastest lap, 132.3. Rassam trying to break the toe between Mike D and himself. William trying to keep it within Mike D's DRS range. Mike D's able to keep that DRS between Rassam and himself, and that's Crazy Hurdler nearly out of the race. And he has no wing. Not sure if he caught the grass there on exit, but he's got wing damage on both end plates. Not one, but both. And that is not what you want to see from Hurdler there. That's definitely not. Bear G making up a place there from Gaz there, it looks like. And now he's going to be chasing down Williams' Alpine rear view mirror here and try to get it nice and set up. William with a 129.6, and that is Bear G nearly into the wall there. Just scrounging for traction on those hards as of right now. Mike D with the back end loss there. Trying to keep it nice and tidy. Crazy Hurdler in the pits. So he will have that replaced. Now I would imagine he's already within regulations, so he's going to hope for a late safety car here to bring him back into the race at some point. Never give up, as Tom would say. The Creator Series, he was in the Creator Series, but decided to not race. But I'm not sure the full story on that, but hopefully we'll see him back in the Creator Series soon. There's William with that 8/10 gap between On Air and himself, trying to keep it together. Same with On Air Mike D, nearly on the back end of of Rassam here, trying to keep within the Ferrari's tail here. Lap 4 out of 18. Absolutely trying to get that toe to his full opportunities. And around the inside here, Bear G goes on. Gaz here, the Aston Martin driver, and he manages to get it done and dusted and out of the way. And now the Silver Arrows will prance towards William F1 here. Unless, I mean, still, Gaz is right in the DRS zone of Bear G. Further up, as I'm trying to get to the right numbers here, press the right numbers. William on air and Rassam, it's definitely a low downforce fight here. So we'll see here the fastest lap. So their last lap will be now. So on air was roughly 4/10 slower that lap than Rassam. William was 2/10 faster than on air that last lap. Bear G faster than all of them combined with a 1:30.0, gaining on him tremendously. Gaz trying to keep up with Bear G also with that 1:31.8 with this last lap that he has attempted. But we'll see what Crazy Hurdler sets here on this last lap here. And Bear G has lost it. And Hurdler sets the fastest lap with a 1:28.1 to set the boards here for tonight. But Bear G has not had the best of luck with the traction race as far as tonight goes. Those hards have not been treating him very nicely. So as far as tire percentage update, so don't know which tire it is, but Rassam on those medium compound tires, 28% compared to on-air Mike D's mediums with a 32%. So he's done a little bit better on the tire saving side of things as far as percent goes on that. William and on-air is only a 2% difference between hards and mediums right now as far as wear. And it looks like Gaz has 22%, Bear has 23%, and Hurdler has 16% worn tires at the moment. He did set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. It is lap 6 out of 18, so grid is still pretty close for what it's worth for the top three. That might have been a warning for Mike D there. William with the overtake down the inside with the hard compound tires. Will he be able to make it stick on around the inside? He's not going to be able to make it done and out of the way. Gaz with the 3-second time penalty to his name. 12 laps remaining at the home of Motorsport here at Division 1. William trying to desperately try to get by on air here around left field. carrying a little bit more speed, but the exit speed that Mike D has, flashing battery, either low on battery or, ooh, and a little wide for William there. Not sure if that was a warning or not, but that was definitely on the sketchy side there for how wide it was. Trying to save the car. DRS, and it's going to be around the outside for William here at the end of and that is going to be moved, done, and dusted, unless on air down the inside. Ooh, and the little door nearly shuts from him and nearly comes back right at him with the down the inside move out of the last 3 corners of the track here. So that'll promote William up to 2nd place. Get the helicopter view of William and on air to them, because they are the closest fight as of right now. So William is where he started at the moment. On air has gained 1 position. Rassam has gained 1 position. Gaz has gained 1 position. Bergy has lost 4 positions. So he's not having a race of his time right now. Crazy Hurdler started where he was appraised as far as not being able to set a proper lap time in qualifying. A little bit of grass on the tires there for William. On air is going to have the DRS, so he's going to have to push in order to stay within, because those mediums are going to start. And was that raindrops that I just saw? And it looks like rain is now here, and Rassam is now into the pit lane. So I did predict there might be rain. So Rassam on the intermediate compound tires, and might be still a little bit too early to do intermediates at the moment. But if I was Crazy Hurdler, I would come in right now and try to get that undercut, but we'll see what he can do here. He's trying to catch up from that one mistake that he had, but further up on air. Trying to stay with William here. So it's 35% rain in the forecast. A little bit wide from Mike D there. Choose to stay out for another lap here. And Rassam, or on air, manages to do the undercut, or overcut, sorry, on Rassam. So he has those fresh intermediate compound tires. Rassam's got 10% more worn tires than on air. And William will have to come in at the end of this lap for intermediate compound tires. Go to the screen here. Same with Gaz. And Williams stays out. Williams stays out. Interesting. So Rassam and On Air will be promoted up to the podium spots. So let's look at the last lap here. Analysis. So On Air's is kind of a little out of the way. 2 minutes because he just pitted last lap. Rassam is doing 135.7s, and William did a 136.5. Down the inside. On Air does on William. William defends right back. A little bit of traction race between William and on Mike D. And On Air has DRS. DRS hasn't been disabled yet. Lap 13 out of 18 now. 6 laps remaining. Rassam's tires are absolutely cooking right now. 23%, 10% more worn tires, and 20% worn or difference between William, and 10% between William and On Air. So everybody's done a stop at Crazy Hurdler. Little wiggle there from William there. Lap 14 out of 18 now. So 1.3 seconds separates On Air and William. DRS is now disabled. Through left field as the Ferrari and Silver Arrows trying to catch up and defend the position for P2. P1 is absolutely thrown on the thrusters. A little wide from Rassam. Seems to be struggling now. A little further back. Bergy. A little wide from Gaz there. A little bit of a 19 lap journey. William will come across the line and win the Silverstone Grand Prix, followed by On Air Mike D and Rassam in the prancing horses here for division number 1 at round number 12. And Gaz will fight to the line with Bergie, and that will be that, folks, for Division 1. So Williams takes the win for the night, followed by On Air, Rassam, Gaz, Bergie, and Crazy Hurdler. And that will be it.
Let's talk about Rassam's race. I think us starting on the mediums was pretty good. I think we were able to have some pretty good pace. William was keeping right up with us, which was great, and he was seconds ahead people in P4, whoever was in P4. So mediums were nice off the start. You saying anything in chat?
No, that's what I was looking
Yeah.
for. But yeah, he started on the mediums with you, I think. And yeah, it was a little bit of an even Steven race between, I guess, wasn't really a turnover point until at least I would say lap 9 or so, lap 8. Whenever the rain came out, yeah, lap 9 through 10 was definitely the points of the race where the mediums were like through the cliff as far as the hards come. But starting
Can confirm, yes.
Yeah, it's P2, P2, the P3. I would imagine that's not where he officially would have, wanted. I'm sure he would have wanted to stay where he was at for as far as qualifying. But then again, I mean, there's always another week to try to stay where you're at and have fun and everything, and while you're doing it. So, but Rassam here finishes in third, and next week at Abu Dhabi, hopefully we'll see him back on the podium here at Limitless Racing here for round number 13. But we'll go next to On Air here and kind of nudge him a little bit and say, man, what were you feeling, coming into Rassam, getting that pit, coming out just drastically ahead of Rassam with that overcut?
When I saw Rassam go into pit for inters, I was thinking, too early, buddy, too early. Me and William were still flying on the dry compound tires, which was great. So I figured they could go another lap or two. Eventually, it did start to get a little squirrely for myself, but I think that was also my mediums starting to go out. And William definitely had the advantage there. I think William pitted at the perfect time to get onto inters. So congrats to him. Great strategy. I wasn't sure if we were going to get rain. And like we were saying before, DRS stayed open forever with inters on. So that was interesting. Never really had that happen before. But I noticed Rassam started to spin a little bit on turn 3. He was having trouble with turn 3, turn 4 tonight. So I don't know what was going on there. But I was hoping I'd get an opportunity. Once he went into pit, I was like, okay, I think this is the opportunity. He's going to go in. He'll slow down when he hops on inters, and we can keep chugging ahead on these dry compound tires. So that's where we're at. Yeah, it was. I knew we were going to get ahead of him. I just didn't know when. So
Yeah, it was just a matter of when.
yeah, you got to be patient. Patience is a virtue in this game. So if you're patient, things should happen.
So Rassam's mentioned something in chat in his paddock, so we'll go ahead and say it. Had great pace until Ferrari strategy pulled me in for inters, and yeah, he said my bad, and then if not for that, could have been top step. Totally a mess, huge mess with the strap.
And
So
sometimes that
definitely,
happens, right?
yeah, definitely.
That's cool that he recognizes that though. Maybe he's got the same race engineer as Lewis Hamilton. Shots fired.
Gee.
I mean, we can't shoot too many shots at Lewis this week. It's been a tough
No.
one. So yeah.
But coming into the last, or well, I wouldn't say last few, but well, couple. Next week we'll be around Abu Dhabi, Yas Marina. What do you think is going to go around there?
I've always liked Abu Dhabi. I've been to Yas Marina, like I've physically been there myself in real life. Um, Interesting spot. It's beautiful there. Let's hope the pavement is nice and warm. But I think it's going to be an interesting race. It's such a great track at Yas Marina. So looking forward to some fast, long straights and some tight corners.
And no Latifis.
And no Latifis. I may be Canadian, but no Latifi over here.
No.
I mean, the Canadian F1 drivers are getting a bad name. So I think it's time for some new blood, if you know what I'm saying. Get out of there, Lance.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants you around here anymore.
Well, congrats on the podium, and hopefully we'll see you next week on the podium again.
Hey, first podium in Limitless, so let's go. It only involved 6 drivers. All right.
A podium's a podium.
Podium's a podium.
Yep.
And there's some strong drivers. So thank you, Nerf. We'll see you next week in Abu Dhabi.
For sure. All right. We'll go to the Alpine paddock here. Coming into the start of the race, starting P3 nonetheless. In the first few laps, were you just, just behind, on air, were you anticipating for an overtake for those few laps or those first opening laps, or was it just kind of like a stay behind kind of thing for now?
Yeah, I had to basically stay patient. I was using a little higher wings so I could have a stability car balance so that the rain could come, and I couldn't get to those guys so they're faster because I'm not a very good Silverstone British GP track, and so far this track the worst track in the games and the British GP, and so the only way to win the thing is via rain, and excuse me, I started hard so that I could let those medium tires burn, and I'm basically just I don't know how these people pull away while their tires are in a bad state, and when the rain came in the right moment, since the rain came now with small drops, the Ferrari just pitted way too early, which that is a bad idea, and I choose to stay up for a few laps until the rain started to become hits harder and harder, and basically the Mercedes, they followed me through, which I don't know how he's still able to keep up with these older medium tire, which I've recently explode every time I enter this track, and the rain basically became my lucky day, and since I see rain drops at the track on the outside, this is where my time I could pit now, and I was able to get two cars in one. Once after the pit stop, and as soon as the rain came harder, I pulled away quicker, and I knew this is my race.
So everything went well and everything on your part. So definitely a well done drive from you coming from P3 to P1. winning with Alpine Fashion. But coming into Yas Marina, what are you anticipating there?
I ran good Abu Dhabis in the past few games, and myself, I would do the same right here in the in this upcoming next track, and I know the tire wear in that track is so severe, and many people go for two stoppers, and so the for the 35%, I could go medium to hards very fine, and so I do have good times there, and so yeah, I could do fine in Abu Dhabi there.
Well, congrats on the result, and hopefully we'll see you again on Top Step next week.
Basically pushing hard to try to get to the championship hopes alive. There's like 4 rounds left.
Yep.
And I gotta keep winning 4 races consecutively. And if I finish top 2, and then my chances to win the title is lost. And if Sky appears one race and finish the race, my title hopes is gone.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a numbers game coming into the end. If he can manage that, definitely. But congrats on your result, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
All right, goodbye. Good night.
All right. We'll wrap it up here. Man, home of motorsport here for the limitless fashion for tonight. I mean, definitely some overtakes, some DRS trains, some spin outs. You know, we have all of that here. So definitely, if you are interested, you right there on the other camera over there, you know, that's sitting on the other screen, are interested in joining Limitless Racing, you know, having fun with us, racing beyond limits with us, and striving beyond limits to improve here at Limitless Racing, come join us here, you know, right down below, you know, to race with us at, you know, right down below here with 8:30 Eastern here at Tuesday and Friday nights here for Division 1 and 2. But Division 2 will be at Las Vegas this coming week. Next week will be Yas Marina for Division 1. But then again, tonight was a fabulous night, and hopefully we'll have many more to come here in the next coming weeks. This is your boy Never For Nothing, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.